Hello friends, welcome to our channel Angrezi Sahitya. So friends, have you ever heard of Every Man in His Humour? It's this hilarious play written by Ben Jonson back in 1598. Now, I know people talk about Shakespeare a lot, but Jonson was also a genius in his own way. Unlike Shakespeare, who often focused on love and tragedy, Jonson loved making fun of human nature. This play is what we call a comedy of humors, where each character represents a different personality type or humor. Back in those days, people believed that our behavior was controlled by four bodily fluids: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. If one of these was too strong in a person, it would affect their personality. Johnson took this idea and created a bunch of exaggerated, funny characters who are completely ruled by their own quirks. The result, a play full of misunderstandings, tricks, and absolute chaos. So, friends, let's move to the act first. Okay, so the play is set in London, and we meet this old guy named Noel. He is rich, educated, and has one big problem: his son, Edward Noel. He is a young man who just wants to have fun. Friends, Noel is super protective and always worrying about his son falling into bad company. His overthinking and obsession with controlling Edward is his humor. Then we have Brainworm, the real troublemaker. He's Noel's servant, but instead of doing his job, he enjoys fooling people and creating confusion just for fun. He's one of those guys who loves messing with people's minds. His humor is his love for mischief. He just can't help himself. Now, here is where it gets even better. There is this guy, Captain Bobadil, who claims to be a brave soldier. He constantly brags about his fighting skills. But, spoiler alert, he's all talk and no action. His humor is his fake bravado. He's like that one guy we all know who acts tough but runs at the first sign of trouble. Then we meet Kitely, a merchant who is totally obsessed with the idea that his wife might be cheating on him. The poor woman hasn't done anything wrong, but Kitely's jealousy is so out of control that he keeps spying on her, misinterpreting everything. His humor is his extreme jealousy. It's so bad that it makes him look ridiculous. So, here is where the trouble starts. Noel finds a letter meant for his son. It's from Wellbred, a fun loving troublemaker who invites Edward to meet him and his wild friends, including Bobadil. Noel immediately panics and decides to secretly follow Edward, thinking he's about to ruin his life. Meanwhile, Brainworm sees an opportunity to stir up some fun and starts planning his tricks. And Edward, of course, doesn't care about his father's worries. He's excited to meet Wellbred and have some fun. When he gets there, he meets Bobadil, who, as expected, starts telling wild stories about how he can defeat an entire army single handedly. The guys play along, but we, as the audience, can already tell he's full of nonsense. Meanwhile, Brainworm gets to work. He disguises himself as a messenger and tricks Noel by giving him false information about his son's whereabouts. Noel, who is already panicked, becomes even more paranoid. He starts running around like a headless chicken, convinced that Edward is in serious trouble. Friends, at the same time, Kitely's jealousy reaches a new level. He now believes that his wife is having secret meetings with another man. In reality, she is just going about her daily life, but Kitely's imagination is out of control. He starts interrogating his own servants, asking them to spy on her. It's hilarious because he's basically making himself miserable for no reason. Brainworm isn't done yet. He tricks Stephen, Edward's foolish cousin, into buying an old rusty sword. He convinces him that it's a rare and valuable weapon. Stephen, being an idiot, believes him and proudly carries it around, thinking he's got something special. By the end of this act, Noel is panicking, Kitely is losing his mind, over his wife. Bobadil is still bragging, and Brainworm is just sitting back, enjoying the chaos he's creating. Friends, Kitely is now convinced that his wife is cheating. He's not just jealous, he's obsessed. He keeps checking on her, following her around, and asking weird questions. It's funny because she has no idea why he's acting like this. Instead of catching her in the act, he only ends up looking foolish in front of everyone because there is no such act. Meanwhile, Edward and Welbred are having the time of their lives, making fun of Bobadil. They push him to prove his fighting skills, but of course, Bobadil avoids any real action. He makes excuses, saying that he doesn't need to fight because his presence alone is enough to scare enemies away. Yeah, right. Brainworm, still in disguise, decides to spread more lies. He tells Noel that Edward is in some serious danger, making the old man even more frenetic. Then he goes to Kitely and fuels his jealousy by hinting that his wife is seeing someone else. The guy is already unstable, and this just makes him go completely nuts. Friends, at this point, everyone is running around chasing ghosts. Kitely thinks his wife is unfaithful, Noel thinks his son is in trouble, and Bobadil is desperately trying to keep up his tough guy act. Brainworm, he is just enjoying the show. Friends, now things get really out of hand. Kitely is so paranoid that he burst into his house expecting to catch his wife with another man. But of course, there is nothing suspicious. Still, he refuses to believe it. His imagination is so strong that he starts creating problems that doesn't exist. Bobadil's luck finally runs out. Someone actually challenges him to a fight. And what does he do? He makes up an excuse and run away. Everyone sees him for what he really is, a complete fraud. His reputation is destroyed. Friends, Brainworm takes his trickery to the next level. He disguises himself as a police officer and starts scaring people, making them believe they are about to be arrested. People panic, offering him bribes and running for cover. The confusion is at its peak, and it's hilarious to watch everyone scramble over nothing. Friends, finally, everyone ends up in court before Justice Clement, a wise and funny judge. Kitely demands justice, claiming his wife has been unfaithful. But when the judge asks for proof, he has none. Clement laughs at him and tells him to stop being an idiot. Kitely realizes his mistake and feels embarrassed. Friends, Edward and Welbred admit that they were just having fun. Clement gives them a light scolding but lets them go. Then Brainworm's tricks are revealed. But instead of punishing him, Clement is so impressed with his intelligence that he actually praises him. Brainworm, the biggest trickster, walks away with his reputation intact. And Bobadil. His lies are fully exposed, and he becomes the laughing stock of the court. Justice Clement tells him to stop pretending and live honestly. The play ends on a happy note, with everyone learning their lessons in the funniest way possible. So, what's the takeaway from this play? Simple. Don't let your emotions control you. Kitely's jealousy, Bobadil's arrogance, and Noel's overprotectiveness all led to unnecessary problems. Meanwhile, Brainworm with his cleverness managed to oversmart everyone. Johnson's message is clear. Balance is key in life. Friends, I hope this explanation made the play easy to understand. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for more literature, summaries and insights. Thanks for watching the video.